on, BTC.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to another Crypto Warehouse Thursday morning special. My name is Mike, and we're going to spend the next 1 hour going through all the news in crypto from the last 24 hours. We're going to have a look at the charts, some X-Files, some predictions. We're going to take a look at the Eigenlayer drop, which is going to be happening soon. CFTC, the commodities, what and who are they going after? The XRP appeal, yield time, where is the best place to get yield from in crypto? We're going to look at Nyan Heroes, one of my favorite games. That is going to be doing a beta test, basically, where you'll be able to play it. And again, that's not sponsored. We're also going to go through the markets and the X-Files as usual. Remember, we are live. This is not a pre-recording. I'm not an AI voice. It is the 5th of September. Good morning to Chris. Good morning to Kishan, who I believe is in chat, Hidden Agendas, and the rest of you. And of course, there is always a title of this show. It is Wrong Dad. And I'm going to tell you why in about 10 minutes time. Bottom left-hand corner, we are just under 162,500 followers. Every day, we are getting closer and closer to hitting 200,000, and that is the goal. Also, don't forget, if you are looking to hold a meme coin for the bull run, then you can look no further than buying New, which is the largest cat meme coin by market cap. Make sure to go and check them out. They do sponsor the stream, believe it or not. Anybody else in chat that I've missed? Jabir, good morning to you. I hope you are well. And I think I have gone through most of the good mornings. So it's time to have a quick look at the charts. Bitcoin coming in then. Just a touch under $57,000. Ethereum coming in at $2,400, just about holding on to that. BNB coming in at $507. Solana not doing too badly, $133, sorry. It's just refreshed. Now, where are we compared to yesterday? 2.01 trillion market cap, up 0.5%. I think yesterday we were down at what, 1.99 trillion, I think. So we're holding on for dear life to that $2 trillion market cap. The volume, 64 billion. Again, the volume isn't here. We don't have a massive amount of volume right now, and that is causing a little bit more volatility than we would like. Bitcoin dominance, ETH dominance, still between them 71%. That doesn't change often. And fear and greed at 34. Remember, fear and greed starts to dip into the green on the right, starts to get up towards 60 and 70. That's when you should look to be taking some profits, because people are greedy so-and-sos. And they want to do nothing more than try and buy at the top. And then, as we all know, they try and sell at the bottom. So that is pretty much it from the big gainers and losers. Let's have a look at the 24-hour, see where we are. Helium is up almost 10%. Dogs is up 8.7%. But remember, it's still way below where it was. I was talking about this coin being an $800 million, $700 million meme. It's at 562, so that's 20% lower, roughly 20% lower than where it probably should be right now. Injective is down. Sats, dog with hat at 159 is probably not a bad idea. Sui is down at 82 cents, but I think Sui has an unlock as well coming, or it's just been, I can't remember which one now. And start. So a few gainers, not too bad. Losers, Mantra at 91 cents is an absolute steal. Aptos is down. Flow, Thor, Bitenza, Celestia. Celestia at $4. $4 for Celestia. That really was a airdrop farming chain when that started. I never thought I would see it come down this low. We were trading Celestia, I think, between $12 and $14 and up towards $20. And look at it now, $4. I don't see a way back for Celestia in the near term. And there's a few more down, a couple of percent. So that's pretty much it from the markets. Now we're going to go and have a look at some X-Files. These are little snippets from around the world And what do we have to bring you today? Well, I don't think I'm going to show you another animal video today, so you can be saved of that. Now then, we're going to open with this. This is an unusual one, okay? I don't know what's going on, but Scottie Pippen, and I know a lot of you guys out there do like your basketball, and I only know Scottie Pippen from one thing, and that's the Netflix documentary about Michael Jordan, and Scottie Pippen was in it quite a lot. That's the only reason I know who he is. And according to Scottie Pippen, and again, I tell you not to take advice from these people all the time. Apparently, Satoshi Nakamoto visited Scottie in his dream last night and predicted that Bitcoin would be at $84,650 on November the 5th. Not financial advice. Now, let me explain one thing. If he's right, that doesn't mean anything. Okay, it doesn't mean a thing. It certainly doesn't mean that Scottie Pippen is going to become the savior of Bitcoin and crypto. But he started to comment on crypto, and again, it brought a smile to my face. And we're going to talk about Rich Dad, Poor Dad in a minute. Tron, 1inch and Stellar have been getting shorted on and off here in early September. When we see heavy bets against an asset, liquidations can occur which act as rocket fuel for the asset's price to rise higher. Going against the crowd of doubters could pay dividends. Again, we talk about that a lot. When you expect the price of Bitcoin to go down, what does it do? It goes up. And what happens to Bitcoin when it goes up? People expect it to go higher. What happens? It goes lower. Again, look at what's being longed, look at what's being shorted, and sometimes if you catch it right and you go against the crowd, you can catch them when the short squeeze or the long squeeze kicks in, and you can make a pretty penny. We covered that yesterday when we looked at the funding rates. Funding rates need to go negative for there to be a short squeeze. It had just turned negative when we looked at it yesterday. A few more good mornings. KB is in chat. Good morning. Danny as well. I hope you are well. Now, I was asked by Solo Sky in chat last week what is going on with Jupiter. Now, we haven't covered Jupiter for probably a month now. And the reason is they've announced an absolutely stellar roadmap of things that they're trying to build on and what they're trying to do. And it's trying to build an all things app on Jupiter, on Solana. Now, whether that works or not is a different matter. It's a very ambitious project, but they're trying to bring everything deep in, real world assets, AI, perpetuals are already here. They're looking at partnering with, I think, maybe even 50 or 20 different partners to try and bring everything to Jupiter. Now, the only update I have for you is they have around about 270, I think, million Jupe left in the treasury, which is unclaimed. And Meow yesterday announced that that would be paid out in ASR in the coming months. That's active staking rewards. So by voting in these votes, you will be able to claim some Jupiter. Good morning to Eugene, all the way from South Carolina. Now, also one other thing, very quickly. In fact, no, let me wait till the end of the shorts to tell you. I've got some news about today. It's going to be a busy day. Now, MU Traders is another crypto streamer that I follow on Twitter and I talk to every once in a while. And Ash Crypto is literally the worst person to follow. Bitcoin is pumping hard, back above 58,000. Bears are in disbelief. I know it's ironic, but again, as MU Traders points out, whenever I see posts like this, 90% of the time that Bitcoin dumps, please don't post it again. And what, of course, has happened, Bitcoin is back below 57,000. So again, MU Traders, just a shout out to you there. Keep up the hard work. Only a couple more, and then I'll tell you what is going to go on today. We've got a busy day today, a really busy day, and I just want to tell you all what's going on. So then, another quick update. Today is the day. Matic, if you hold Matic on your exchange, it is going to be changed to POL. Now then, this initially is just a change in token, but it's going to be a whole lot more. I talk to you time and time again about the ag layer, which is a Polygon initiative where they're going to create a system whereby chains can work together on transactions at an atomic level, and they're going to use Pol as the gas fees. So if you hold Matic, it will become Pol. You do not need to do anything. It is on an exchange that you're watching on right now. It will automatically be swapped over. If you have Pol staked with your exchange, it will automatically be swapped over. But today is the day it is happening. I'm not going to go on too much about Pol and Matic. The news is going to come out in the coming weeks anyway, so we are going to cover it off. Now, I did point this out on Monday. I'm going to point it out again today because today is the 5th. For the last 3 months, we have changed direction on the 5th. So the 5th of June, we started to come down. On the 5th of July, we started to go up. On the 5th of August, we started to go up. What is likely to happen today? We've said on this stream that we expect Bitcoin to retrace from 58,000 this month and probably bottom anywhere between maybe $52,000, $54,000 or $55,000. Now, we don't expect it to spend a long time down there, but we do expect it to wick. Now, one of my targets was 55.6, and we did that I think 2 days ago. We could change direction. We could change direction today and start to move up. But remember, it doesn't mean anything. We are still in a range. We are still between 56 and I think about 61 or 64,000. We'll have a look at in a bit. It doesn't matter, but the point of the matter is the last 3 months we've changed direction. Are we going to change direction today? It seems to be a bit of a random thing to point out, but he's been right. It has happened the last 3 months. Maybe it happens this time. Excuse me. Now then, the news today is we have 3 live streams today. 3. This one that you're watching right now, we are going to have a live stream at 1 p.m. I am going to do a review at 1 p.m. That is just under 2 hours from now. I'm going to do a fairly long review of Love Chain, and that's going to be at 1 o'clock. Then at 9 o'clock tonight, the Oracle is back. The Oracle returns tonight at 9 p.m. and you'll be able to watch him. Remember, and he keeps forgetting, if you have coins that you want him to look at tonight, drop them into the group that we are in so he can prepare the charts for you. I'm trying to get him to keep the show to about an hour and 10 minutes. So please make sure that you do that. So the streams today, 11 o'clock, 1 o'clock and 9 o'clock. 3 streams. One is a review of Love Chain. This one is the daily news, and tonight is the trading show. Where else would you get 3 streams in one day? I ask you. And all of this for free. All we ask you to do is give us a follow on whatever channel you're watching us on. Now then, I have been waiting to cover this since pretty much the 6th of June. Good morning, Tariq. Welcome to the stream. Nice of you to pop by. I hope you are well. Rich Dad, Poor Dad predicts Bitcoin to hit $350,000 by August 2024, citing his lack of faith in the US leadership and endorsing Bitcoin as an alternative. This is why you should never listen to anybody on the internet. I am sick and you are sick of me saying the same thing, but this gets people wrecked, okay? Why? Because people buy more Bitcoin than they can afford to buy, and they think that they can simply hold on till August and sell it. Maybe they could buy it at $60,000, $70,000. Maybe they can sell it at $350,000 and make a 5x, get all of their money back, pay back the loan, pay back their family and their friends, and guess what? We're nowhere near it, okay? It is irresponsible of people with this many followers to give you these stupid predictions. They are never going to come true. We are not going to hit $350,000 this bull run, let alone by August, okay? It is irresponsible, and it really does boil my tea, okay? Because there are people out here who are new to crypto that don't understand price action. They don't understand the phases of the market. They don't understand where we are in the bull run, and they think they can go out and buy Bitcoin at $60,000 or $70,000 and sell it 2 or 3 months later and make a 5x profit. He is irresponsible. It's an absolute disgrace, okay? And there are people out there doing the same. They're also a disgrace, okay? I am not saying everybody in the history of the internet that's given a prediction of Bitcoin is a disgrace. What I'm saying is, he was talking about 2 months away from June 4th, June 5th, and he thought we were going to do what, a 5x in 2 months? Idiot. Okay, don't listen to people like this. If you're new, you do not listen to anybody like this. By all means, go and watch videos, go and listen to some of the bigger crypto people. Fine, go and read CoinDesk and all of that. Take all of their different opinions on board. Go and follow some of the people like Dan Crypto Trades and Matthew Hyland that I follow on Twitter, and see what they think and make your own mind up, okay? But don't listen to some fool spouting nonsense on here trying to tell you this absolute BS that's never going to happen, okay? It's ridiculous. Okay, my target in the bottom right hand corner is $74,000. I haven't taken it off because that's where I still think we need to get to. Unfortunately, it's become our recent all-time high, but we're going to get there hopefully by the end of the year. Fine, I'm not going to take it off, but it doesn't say $350,000 or $500,000, does it? Now then, we're going to move on to the proper article that's going to open the show, and that is that Bitcoin is trading flat at the market is trading at $2 trillion. Bitcoin has seen more outflows. There was 287 million outflows on the 3rd. That's quite a substantial amount. We had, I think, 9 or 10 consecutive days of inflows into the ETFs. We're going to see days where there's outflows, and most of that outflow came from, I believe, was it Fidelity? I think one of the major ETFs sold off a substantial amount. So Bitcoin is trading at 58,000 after dipping to 56. Ethereum is down. It's now down at 2,400. Again, I've said it time and time again, and we'll go over it again when we get to the chart. There's been liquidations that can bring the price down and up. I'm not going to do it again, but a few days ago we did a lot of charts. I showed you the liquidations. We went through the funding rate. We went through the Dixie. We went through all of those things. Bitcoin dominance. I'm not going to do that every day because I don't want people to get bored to tears of it. But you've seen it. If you haven't seen it, it was done 2 days ago. So Bitcoin has seen liquidations to the downside. We've seen outflows from the ETF. September, the average we come down is 5%. If we come in at 58,000, what's 5% off that? 2,800 down, $2,800. Where does that bring us to? 55.6 maybe. That's probably going to be the bottom-ish for September. Maybe we wick lower. I'm going to show you the chart in a second. ALO has said the market hinges on how quickly the Fed Reserve will lower interest rates. That's going to happen this month. Moving forward, it's now a matter of how fast the Fed will decrease rates. The macro setup continues to make me bullish. We just need more time. Again, we're not going to read any more of that because I'm going to go through the chart and show you where we are. I know exactly how you feel. They are a joke. They are an absolute joke. They are an absolute joke. I try not to be angry on here. I try not to be sensationalist. I try to avoid all of the things that everybody else talks about. The problem with doing that, of course, is that if I'm not sensationalist, people don't watch as much. But I'd feel a lot happier being less sensationalist. Now, I have actually still left the setup. I've got a setup on here which goes from October and gives us a target of $100,000 by March. Okay, that's my setup, and that's the bull flag. Now, where are we? If we zoom in here, everybody's panicking that we're coming down and we're going to absolutely crash. I've said this time and time again. We're in this range between here and here. This is coming in at about 50, I think it's about 56,000. At the top of this range, it is 66. So we're in a $10,000 range. And yes, we are at the bottom of that range. And yes, we can wick lower. We've done it here, here, covered the same thing again, done it here, we've done it here, we even did it here. So we can wick both above and below this range. But at the end of the day, we're still in it. We've been in it since March. It's Groundhog Day for everybody that watches me every day, but at least we are consistent. So what do we need to do? If we're going to do anything, we need to get back up to about $61,000. That's the top of the range we're in right now for me. I think if we can do maybe another move down, 56,000, get something up here, get to 61,000, that'll take a while. Then we can start to think about having a decent October. Remember, October is probably the most bullish month in the crypto, or in the Bitcoin calendar at least. We will normally do anywhere between 15 and 30% in October. If we take it at 15%, that's going to put $7,500 on the price of Bitcoin. That's going to put us at 65,000, which is where exactly? Top of the range we've just been talking about, up here, about there. So can we get to October, and can we start to be in this price? Well, if we move along to here, I'm expecting us to get there by October sometime. So that's where we are. Well, nothing's, we haven't really moved. It's just a case of waiting for the rest of the month. What have we got left now? 25 days, 3.5 weeks left of September. Just hang on. Maybe we'll start talking about football. Maybe we'll start talking about these celebrities. Who knows? We'll find something to fill the time for the next 3.5 weeks. All you need to know is we're in this range. We haven't left this range for any prolonged period of time. If we break down, let's give you that scenario. If we do have a proper breakdown, then that's the level we're looking at, which is about 52,000. So I expect us to hold 55.5. If we do have a worse September than normal, then I'd expect us to come to 52. If we go lower than 52, then you're going to be looking down here, maybe in the 46, 47, 44 range, about here. But what's going to bring us down here? Biden is no longer apparently able to speak. Kamala isn't doing interviews, so she can't say anything damaging. Trump's family are building the Freedom DeFi platforms. That's more slightly bullish news. Trump's not going to say anything negative about Bitcoin. There isn't a likelihood of conflict this side of next year. So again, what's going to bring us down here? What's going to cause it? Maybe a cascading liquidations. Maybe everybody suddenly goes long on Bitcoin on the 1st of October, and then everyone just gets the long squeeze and pushes us down. Maybe, but I mean, there's nothing going on. There is no news, okay? This is, when they say, when you're in the forest and it goes quiet, there's a predator around, okay? That's what it's like. There's no news. There's no real news. There's nothing really coming out from Ethereum. XRP, there's bits and pieces. There's no news from Bitcoin. There's no news from the Fed. The SEC are going after OpenSea. That's irrelevant. Mt. Gox has gone. Germany stopped selling. There's nothing going on. It's, again, a continuation of the boring August that we've just seen. And no matter how much I try and tell you, any moon boys? No moon today. Crypto King, no moon today. Not likely to moon. Probably for the next 4 weeks we will not moon. And even when the rates are cut, people are expecting 0.5%, 0.75. I think the odds now are 50-50 between a 0.25 and a 0.5 rate cut this year. And sorry, not this year, this September. Is that going to happen? I think we're getting 0.25. It's like, he is the worst dad, okay? So it's your birthday. You want a BMX or you want a PlayStation, you want an Xbox, and your dad walks in on your birthday and gives you a radio. That's what it's like. Chairman Powell is the worst dad in the world. He never delivers, he never promises anything, and when you finally get your present, it's rubbish. That's what he is. I was going to say the worst version of Santa Claus, but I appreciate not everybody celebrates Christmas. Now then, moving on to some positive news. Eigen Foundation announces the Season 2 stake drop. Now, I've noticed this popping up on some exchanges as well. You can natively stake your Ethereum directly on chain, or you can stake it to the Eigen layer. And as well as getting your Ethereum, you also get Eigen points. And I imagine these Eigen points are to do with this stake drop. So let's very quickly go through. I don't want to spend too much time on these things today. Like I said, I'm streaming again at 1 o'clock. That's an hour and a half from now. I need a coffee. I need more than a coffee. So then, the second reward distribution following the Season 2 point farming session will award Eigen tokens for engaging with builders in the ecosystem. The long-awaited second round of reward distribution, known as Stake Drop, will reward all participants who staked during Season 2. Stakers, projects and protocol users will gain access to a claims page. The claims for Eigen-based activity will reward several classes of users, including the community, and there is the nice tweet about it. Stakers, operated ecosystem partners and community. And again, I must admit, the airdrop season has gone very quiet. We kind of go through phases, don't we, in crypto? We have the meme season, we have the airdrop season, we have liquid staking season, we have NFT seasons, not so much NFTs anymore, but you know what I mean. We have different chains having their time in the sun. So, you know, the staking and the airdrop side of things has dropped, and we're going to talk about yield in a minute. And I think, as I said, July and August, everybody's on holiday. There's nothing to talk about because nothing's happening. We're only 5 days into September. I'm expecting the news to pick up probably in the next 10 to 15 days. Maybe we have something more positive to talk about. So Stake Drop will be the most complex and will include any activities of outreach and popularization, including social media. Eligible community members and influencers must prove activity from before April the 1st. They will distribute 70 million Eigen during the event, mostly rewarding activities from Q1. The stake drop will make up 4.2% of the fully diluted supply of 1.66 billion. The biggest share of the rewards, around 58 million, will go to ETH stakers. So if you have Ethereum and you are staking at the minute natively, you will be able to go and stake with Eigen, and you will be able to probably claim Season 3. So keep that in mind. Eigen token still in pre-market price discovery. Again, we don't know what this is going to launch at. $5 maybe. They're working on the features. We don't know a lot about it. But again, I'm not going to just wait for everything to happen and then give you the news. When things like this happen, I am going to highlight it. And I've talked about Eigen Layer on some of the live reviews that we've done. We've mentioned it a couple of times on here, but not a great amount. And I've also mentioned it in some of the video reviews. So to go and take a look at Eigen. Again, not sponsored, no interest in that, but just go and have a look is what I would say. Now, 11:29, 4 articles to go. We'll throw some charts in there as well. Let's go and have a look at the CFTC. Now, again, we'll have a look at the Uniswap token in a minute. I got 200 million bento airdrop, but does it even cost $1? I don't even know. I don't even know anything about bento. Isn't a bento some kind of like box of food? Don't they call bento boxes? I don't know. I've only really seen it in passing on X. I don't know an awful lot about it. Okay. Now then, we are entering the what season should we give this? The alternative markets regulation season. Let's leave it as that. What am I talking about? Well, we've got the SEC going after NFTs, and I'm on their side. I totally agree with the SEC on this case. I think NFTs really are just securities in most cases. I think they're in the right. Now, this sounds worse than it is, okay? And it sounds terrible. CFTC orders cease and desist against Uniswap Labs. But when you read between the lines and when you read what this is about, it really isn't that bad. Uniswap Labs will pay a $175,000 fine as the regulation by enforcement campaign continues. Again, $175,000 for the likes of Uniswap is a drop in the ocean. We covered their treasury, I think, a few days ago. They have enough to cover this. But this isn't as bad as it sounds. The reason is that Uniswap Labs were offering illegal digital asset derivatives trading. So this is not to do with Uniswap being a DEX. This is not to do with you swapping Ethereum for Gala, for example, or using any of the other Uniswap features outside of derivatives or anything that they were offering. And again, we don't want the Wild West. We want a fully regulated, interoperable, fully adopted market. That's what we want. We want people to come on board. We don't want it to be the Wild West. Uniswap were offering something that they shouldn't have been doing, and they've paid a fine. Now, where I agree with the CFTC is the cease and desist. I agree with the fine. The fine is legitimate. $175,000 is fine. If you compare that to the SEC, they were trying to fine XRP $2 billion. It's a totally ridiculous amount. You then look at what the SEC have also done in the past when they've sued companies for so much money that they've actually made them go bankrupt. So they're supposed to be protecting people. Protecting people should be a slap on the wrist unless it is more serious, and then it should involve other things. $175,000 is a slap on the wrist and a decent fine to stop them from doing it. I get that. And I believe that the CFTC are doing the right thing. I don't agree with this headline up here of regulation by enforcement is true. It's not. They shouldn't be offering derivatives. So it's not regulation by enforcement. The regulation was there. Uniswap broke it. They've paid the fine. What's the problem? So Uniswap Labs violated the CEA, which is the Commodity Exchange Act. So let's just point this out. The regulation already exists. Commodity Exchange Act regulation already exists. And they broke it, and they're paying a fine. That is not regulation. What was the term that they used again? Regulation by enforcement. No, you break the law, you pay a fine. Okay? It developed and maintained a web interface that made it available to users that provided users a leveraged exposure to digital assets such as Ether and Bitcoin. These leveraged tokens did not result in delivery within 28 days, which means they can only be offered on a board of trade that is designated or registered with the CFTC via a contract market, which Uniswap Labs is not. The order cited leveraged digital assets, including the Bitcoin 2x flexible token, the ETH 2x flexible leverage token, as two examples. Catherine Minerick, the chief legal officer, said, "Today Uniswap Labs received a CFTC matter about a fraction of a percent of trading through our interface." Totally agree. And a fine in a standard no admit, no deny settlement. We are glad to put this to rest. This is how it should work. If you break the law, you sit down with the regulator, you agree on a fine, you don't do it again. That's how it should work. I'm totally on board with these kind of things. However, CFTC Commissioner Summer Mersinger made a strong dissenting statement regarding the settlement. They opened up by saying today once again swings its proverbial enforcement hammer against another DeFi protocol. What is he talking about? The Commissioner went on to highlight the case's resemblance of regulation to enforcement. Nonsense, she's wrong. It was my hope that one day soon the Commission would consider rulemaking, or at the very least guidance, making clear how DeFi protocols could comply with them. Today is not that day. For once, I disagree. I think the CFTC have done the right thing. So let's have a quick look at the Uniswap price. I don't think this is going to have harmed it in any way, shape or form. Good morning, Salvatore. It has been an age since you were in chat. I hope you are well. Let's have a look. I don't actually know I don't actually know if I've ever looked at this coin yet. I mean, it's made no difference to the price, has it? No difference to the price whatsoever. It's still hanging around that range. Again, like with all coins, we've seen the early Q1 top. We've seen the small Q2 pump. And again, as with everything, where are we? We are in this lovely range down here. I wish he wouldn't pick black to do his charts. Again, we can look up there. I mean, it's pretty much straight down with one exception. Again, Uniswap in the bull run, how is it going to do? I think it's going to do exceptionally well. Why do I think Uniswap is going to do well? Well, we talk a lot about why you are investing in these projects. And let's not forget, they are projects. They have teams, they build out, they're fallible, they make mistakes. Bitcoin is the only exception. Ethereum has the Ethereum Foundation, Solana has the Solana Foundation. Cardano has now become a DAO-based project, so that probably gets a buy. But everybody else is basically a company that's being funded by their tokens, which makes those tokens securities whether you like it or not. Now then, when it comes to DEXs, it is very simple. How does a DEX make money? Transaction fees. So what is going to do well in the bull run? Uniswap, PancakeSwap, Jupiter, Radium, Orca, Aero, WolfSwap, any DEX is going to do exceptionally well in this bull run because the volumes that get traded will go up, both in price and number. They will take a fatter share, so they are going to pump with the market. They are like a reflection of the market, in my opinion. So Uniswap is going to do well. And if we zoom out, just so you can see how well Uniswap did. In here, you can see Uniswap at its height got to what, $40, $45, something like that. What are we at now? 6. Again, you can't use past performance to say where the coin is going to go. But certainly, if we got somewhere between $30 and $40 in this bull run, that is a solid 5 to 7x. I'd be happy with that. Remember, it's reflecting the market. That's what it's for. And there's a lot of projects that obfuscate how they make money. You know, you look at a project, say to yourself, how does it make money? Uniswap, it's obvious, it makes it off fees. So in a bull run, it will make money. But in a bear market, what is going to happen? It is going to absolutely tank to the downside. And this is where you want to buy the coin. It's come down as far as $4. These are good prices to get Uniswap, but it's a game of patience with these tokens. If you do get Uniswap now, it is likely to chop around until Bitcoin really rips, and then it might come up here. Who knows? All I know is Uniswap is a good solid pick of a coin for the bull run, as is Jupiter, as is the other coins I've mentioned, especially Aero. They are going to do exceptionally well. Now we're going to move on. How long have we got left? 22 minutes. I've got plenty of time. Plenty of time. I'm going to try and get the stream finished for about 12:05. Have a break, and then I am streaming it again at 1 p.m. Right then, a few comments in chat. Richard Hart needs to go away for Hex. Absolutely, he does. He is a... yeah, he should be. We talk about some people that are in... You know, they're behind bars. Got to be careful with the words these days, haven't we? And some of those people, rightly or wrongly, are worse than others. Everything in the world at the minute is seen as black and white. And you have to remember, the world is not black and white, it is grey. If you disagree with somebody, let's say you support Liverpool and your friend supports Everton. Do you stop talking to them because they support Everton? No, you don't. In some places, if you're a Democrat and your neighbour is a Republican, you don't talk to each other. Why? Why don't you talk to each other? That's what's happened with a lot of people in the world. It's become black and white. And that is nonsense. We're never going to get anywhere if it's black and white. There are people in crypto who are worse than others. Alex Mashinsky, in my opinion, should be prosecuted for what he's done. Sam Bankman-Fried should quite rightly be in prison for what he did, because he committed mass fraud. There are other people who I think shouldn't be, who I'm not going to mention names of. Richard Hart has taken an awful lot of money off an awful lot of people, and he is still walking free. Now, I know the SEC are trying to find him, and eventually they'll catch him. And he's one of the worst. On a scale of grey, he's very dark grey. On a scale of grey, I think CZ is possible as close to white as you can get. I think he took one for the team. Okay? I think if CZ hadn't have done what he did, we wouldn't have had the Bitcoin ETF. That is my opinion. I'm perfectly entitled to it. You're entitled to your own. I think he took one for the team. But I think Richard Hart sits more towards the dark grey, as does Alex Mashinsky. And I think Sam Bankman-Fried is as close to black as you can get. Now then, Ripple and SEC agreed to the 125 million judgment. Now, the reason I brought this up, I know I talked about Ripple the other day, is because of the appeal. From the date of the judgment, which is the 7th of August, they have 2 months to appeal. That's the 7th of October. So if you're wondering why Ripple is not over $1, it's very simple. They have 2 months to appeal. Now, this is the interesting issue. The Ripple lawyers have requested that 111% of the monetary judgment be placed into a bank account to obtain a stay. The legal team defending Ripple Labs against the SEC has requested this on the 4th in the filing in New York. The lawyers have said the SEC had agreed to a request to delay payment of the judge after September the 6th. The legal team proposed that Ripple place 111% of the judgment amount, $139 million, into a bank account until 30 days after the time to appeal expires or the resolution of any appeal. So, what they're saying here is, we're going to put the money in an account more than we owe, and we will get it back on or about the 6th of November. That's what they're saying here. There is the details of it. We don't need to go into all of this. At the time of publication, Annalisa Torres, overseeing the case, had not signed off on the request. Don't forget, this started in December 2020. That was 4 years ago. This has taken forever to get to this stage. If the United States or an officer or agency of the United States is a party, you've got 60 days to appeal. So, again, 7th of October is probably the day we need to look out for when it comes to XRP. And everybody and their aunt is calling it a dead token. I wholeheartedly disagree with that. I think a lot of people out there, especially these crypto shillfluencers, that are going around saying XRP is dead, Cardano is dead, I think it's nonsense. The same way I think that Cardano maxis should stop bashing other projects. Stick to your own chain, promote your other chain. You sound like a 12-year-old. The price of XRP is 56 cents. Let's very quickly go and have a look at the price. It doesn't really matter about the price. Do we have time? 17 minutes? We do. Let's go and have a quick look. So what does this mean in English? October the 7th is when the appeal will expire. Or the ability to appeal will expire. And then I'm expecting positive action from XRP. As you can see from the line down there, we did a great job. Now, look at that. This is bullish. Why? Because right, now let me move this line to, what did I say, the 7th? Oh, come on. Sod it, it's going to be the 8th. That's the line in the sand. We'll make it a pretty colour. Let's make it pink. So that's the day after which we expect XRP to go up. Now, unlike Rich Dad Poor Dad, it's not going to $689. We have the lines on the chart where we expect it to go. There is a level of resistance at this price here, which is about 70 cents-ish. Break that, we've got 80 cents. Sometimes the numbers look too well written to be real, but we can go back. These numbers are based on previous price action. Again, up here, we've got 97 cents. And again, we can go further up to $1.30. Again, they're all round numbers. I don't make the charts, I just report them. So these are all the different levels we can go to on XRP. I'm not expecting $1.30. I'm not expecting 96 cents. I would be delighted if we got back above 70 towards 80 cents. That's a good move up for me. I would love XRP to go into 2025 near $1. Okay, near $1. That would be great. Now that is, what's that today? That is a 90% move. Okay, sounds incredibly overly bullish, but we're going to have a really green month for Bitcoin. A green quarter for Bitcoin. October, November, December are normally a bullish quarters. It's normally a bullish quarter. So I could see a 90% move with the case closed against the SEC. If we go into next year at this price, then we could seriously consider a $3 to $4 XRP by the end of the bull run. Again, I'm not going to give you stupid targets of 2025, $68. It's all nonsense. It's not going to happen. Okay, $3 to $4. What does that mean? We're at 55 cents now. I was telling you to buy XRP down here. What's that? 42, 45, 50 cents. Where are we now? 55. So we're not a million miles away from where I suggested. If we can get to $1 by the end of the year, I don't know why I've drawn it in October. Let's scoot it along a bit. There we go. Right, if we can get to that price by the end of this year, I think we're going to have a good year for XRP. And it looks ridiculous, but you just have to go back to, that was July last year. What happened then? That's when they won the first part of the court case. They won the first part of the court case back there. And I think, yes, I think we're on it. So XRP, positive on XRP. Again, there's nothing coming out from XRP that makes me think it's a dead project. The same way there's nothing coming out of Cardano that makes me think it's a dead project. Again, who are these experts telling you that Cardano is finished? Who are these experts that are telling you that XRP is finished? How much money does XRP and Ripple Labs, how much money do they have? Billions. The banking system has the XRPL protocol in their documentation. They are talking to countries about creating central bank digital currencies. They are going to have their own stablecoin. They are introducing a connection to Ethereum. The EVM is going to be connected up to the XRPL. They're adding their own smart contract based on Ethereum. Okay? How is any of that a dead project? Again, $350,000 by August. Rubbish. XRP is dead. Rubbish. If XRP had no money, they weren't adding smart contracts, they weren't talking about CBDCs, they weren't building their own stable coins, then yes, I would be in agreement. Don't listen to this crap that's spouted by people to get your clicks. XRP is dead, Cardano is dead. Okay? Yes, I'm thinking about making those headlines. You know why? Because nobody watches videos at the minute because retail has left. But I'm holding off. I have faith. And if you are a man or woman of God, you know what I'm talking about. I have faith in what we are doing here is the right way to do it. And I'm never going to sit here and give you a target that I personally don't think we can reach. And that goes for XRP. If I thought XRP was dead, I'd tell you. But I don't think it is. And I don't think Cardano is dead. Although I don't think that BitBoy Crypto and Charles Hoskinson are ever going to get in a hexagon. I don't think Charles is ever going to step foot in a hexagon. But it's good for BitBoy to get his engagement by suggesting it. Now then, moving on slightly. If you're new here, by the way, please do me a favour. Please follow us. Please subscribe, or whatever buttons you've got to press, wherever you are. Please give us a follow. It really is we're trying to get to 200,000 by the end of the year. It's not a big number for a lot of people, but for us, it's massive. So if you can, that would be great. Now then, a hunt for yield, the next chapter in crypto portfolio optimization. Now, there's a few ways for you to generate yield, okay? There's a few ways for you to make money. I think I've paused the stream, there we go. So I'm going to run through this and see what it says, and then I'll give you my opinions on the end. So Jason Lebowitz published this. As the crypto market establishes new higher ground led by key assets, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, investors are increasingly focused on optimizing their portfolios and looking for yield, particularly for Bitcoin holders. Now, I've got my own opinions on Bitcoin yield, but we'll see what this gentleman has to say. Bitcoin's primary appeal is, of course, the fact that it is an asset that appreciates in value. It's a store of value, okay? There's no staking. It's a proof of work. The miners who mine Bitcoin, they are the ones that get the rewards. It's proof of work. We covered that a few days ago. It's not proof of stake. Bitcoin lacks a straightforward method for generating yield. Investors have always resorted to lending their Bitcoin to earn interest. This approach carries risk. It absolutely does, especially with rehypothecation. The fallout from the crisis, we don't need to talk about that. But let's move on to this. Now, these are your money market funds. This is one possible way of doing it. Now, what are these? These are some of the projects we've talked about before. Ondo, the Franklin Templeton, the BlackRocks, the Prometheuses, the Midas, the Wisdom Tree, the Maple Protocol we've covered before, okay? These provide on-chain yields. A lot of them from their USD projects where they pay you 4 or 5%. You've then got others. You've got tokenized treasuries, which is mentioned in here. This is the growth of tokenized money market funds. Look at the rate. Now, again, we are so early. Look at the market caps. Tiny market caps. Combined, what are they? 2 billion, 4 billion, something like that. Is there an actual amount placed on this? Not a lot at the minute. Now, hopefully this is going to shed some light on what I want him to talk about. Some asset managers have devised strategies to generate yield on long Bitcoin positions without the need for lending. By entering into carefully selected derivative structures, investors can earn options yield while retaining segregated custody of their assets without sacrificing upside. This approach addresses the dual challenge of income generation and asset security. The hunt for yield in crypto is evolving as the market matures, integrating yield-generating mechanisms like tokenized money market funds and secure options vaults will likely become essential for professional portfolios. Right, we've got to the end. Okay, let me explain where we are at right now. All of these things on your screen right now are great if you want to earn a yield. I totally agree. If I had $100,000 and we were in the bear market, I would have it in probably US treasuries, hopefully paying somewhere between 3 and 4%. And I would be using the likes of Ondo or Swarm or the exchange you're on now, which is more than likely going to be offering these services in the next 12 months. I think that's the next evolution. When you start to see, or when we start to cover press articles about real world assets teaming up with tier 1 exchanges, that is when things get exciting because your money never leaves the safety of your exchange. And again, I am not one of these people that is going to scream, not your keys, not your crypto, because the majority of you are new to crypto, and using a wallet to store your crypto, such as MetaMask, is just going to lead you to losing your money. If you are on an exchange with all of the security features turned on, the email, the mobile phone code, the anti-phishing code, all that kind of stuff, you get it all turned on, it's a safe. Remember, we've come through the most brutal bear market, and the exchange you're watching on is still here. And you can now have proof of reserves. If you log in, you can go and find that. So I think real world assets and the products offered by real world assets are going to be offered soon through your exchanges. Now, why is this so important? Why am I focusing on this? Okay, in 12 months' time, you are going to want to sell the majority of your portfolio. because we will be at the end of the bull run. October, November next year, roughly, should be the end of the bull run. Now, what are you going to do with your profits? If you're in it for the long term and you're going to hold Bitcoin and you're not going to sell, fine. That's it. You just hold it for the next 10 years and you'll make whatever returns on Bitcoin. But if you're planning to sell your Mantra, your Ondo, your ADA, your XRP, your Solana, if you're planning to sell it to dollars, and let's say you end up with, I don't know, for argument's sake, $10,000 worth of assets, what are you going to do with it? Are you going to put it into high stakes yield farming on DeFi platforms that could get hacked? Probably not, because you've worked hard to make that $10,000. Now, if the exchange you're on is offering you a USD interest north of 5%, okay, that's a solid option. But if you can get treasuries yields, if you can get USDY from Ondo, if you can get other assets through your exchange, why wouldn't you look at that paying you 5, 6, 7%? Then you hold it for a year while the bear market comes out the other end. You can then start to buy back in. But a year down the line, you're going to have $10,600, not $10,000, because that 5% should be compound. So you might be making an extra $50 a month on your $10,000. So tokenizing the money markets and bringing them on board to exchanges, I think could be a huge thing. I'm not saying it's going to happen tomorrow, but it could be a huge thing. And you need to keep an eye on this. We're not talking about you investing in an office block in Kuala Lumpur or New York City. We're talking about US treasuries, we're talking about US denominated yields, and we're talking about the fact that the American government is more than likely going to be stable for the next 4 years if Trump wins. If that's the case and America becomes a stable economy, which it already is, but more of a stable economy, then your yields that you should be generating should also carry very low risk. Remember, who backs the US treasuries? The US government does. Do we think anytime soon they're going to disappear? No. So this is important for you to think about 12 months down the line. What are you going to do with your money? If you do make your target of $10,000 or whatever it might be, where are you going to put it? Are you going to spend it? Is this a one and done? Are you going to take your profits and leave crypto forever? Or are you going to draw it down, wait 12 months for the bottom of the bear market, or 18 months for the bottom of the bear market, and then start to dollar cost average back in? That's what you need to be thinking about now, as well as thinking about the end of the bull run, where you're going to put your money in 12 months' time. And I think some of these options, like Ondo and BlackRock, Franklin Templeton, these are not bad shouts, especially if you're getting anywhere near 5%. I think that is the key. And believe you me, if I could get a 5% yield on my bull run profits, then I would be absolutely delighted. Now, finally then, before we go, we've got a couple of minutes left to talk about this. I have got to go because I am streaming again at 1 p.m. For those of you interested, I am going to be covering this project. This one. I am going to be covering this project on a stream. I'm going to go through it bit by bit. It's called Love Chain. This is what I'm going to be doing at 1 p.m. If you want to read about it, I'm going to go through the white paper. I'm going to go through their socials. I'm going to talk a lot about it. So that's what I'm doing at 1 p.m. So I'm streaming twice today. Brogan is streaming at 9 p.m. tonight as well. Now then, 9 Heroes has launched a new playtest with Solana-based token rewards, so you might want to jump into this. A lot of you guys out there that say to me, I haven't got any money, give me $1, give me 1 BNB, give me 1 Bitcoin, okay? This is a game you can play today and earn crypto. So go and have a look at it. I'm not sponsored by 9 Heroes. Okay, I would love to have been given access to their alpha or whatever it's called, but we didn't get that. 9 Heroes announced the launch of its third open pre-alpha playtest on September the 4th, which was yesterday. New content, and you can earn Solana-based tokens. It's offering Nyan token rewards. So, again, it's not an airdrop, but it's a game you can play and earn rewards. Let me explain that to you. You can earn Nyan from playing this game, and it's available on Epic Games Store for the next 3 weeks. Go and give it a play. What have you got to lose? You can earn the Nyan tokens through Airdrop 3 by completing various missions. To qualify, you must link their Solana wallet and Epic Games account with rewards based on their in-game activity. I'm actually going to send this to the Oracle. You know what? Maybe the Oracle will play this tonight instead of doing charts. Who knows? Maybe. Copied that there anyway. So the reward pool is 5 million tokens. They also can earn Meow points by doing the daily and gamely tasks. More active players will have a better chance to secure. Again, this is something to go and check out. It's gone 12 o'clock and I am going to have to shoot off soon because, like I said, we are streaming again in 1 hour's time. So thank you, everybody. Remember, I'm back in an hour. I am back in 1 hour. So if you want to do something other than twiddle your thumbs, watch the Bitcoin chart, come and listen to me. I mean, like I said, somebody said to me in Telegram today, they said you should start your own television show. And as I quite rightly pointed out, I have the face for radio. So if I have the face for radio, come and listen to me in an hour. I will see you all in the morning. No, I will see you all at 1 o'clock. So don't go anywhere. And remember, tonight, Brogan is streaming in 9 hours. So in an hour, I'm back. In 9 hours, Brogan is back. We do this for you. We get very little reward from doing this, believe it or not. But we do it because we enjoy it and we like bringing you all the news, basically. So thank you, everybody. Thank you, Chris, Kishan, Eugene, Rocco, In the Know, everybody that's here. Thank you, everybody. See you in an hour.